everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be doing this kind of glam moment that I have going on, a little smoky eye with a coppery orangey gold lid. I show you some of my favorite top products to use for the skin, so stay tuned for that. I show you the basics of what I use on a daily for my face, under eye, and my most needed products for priming, especially for dry skin. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look and the steps that I took to create a nice perfected skin, then don't mind this. Then just keep watching. First things first, skincare. If your skin ain't popping, then makeup ain't gonna be popping either. So I'm just going in with micellar water, NYX. This one is the stripped off from NYX. All I'm doing really is just cleansing my skin. I already washed my face, but cleansing the skin before a makeup application makes the makeup stay on easier and a lot longer. And once you're applying it, it just makes it seamless with any brush or sponge that you're using. So I'm just going in. Mind you, I had no makeup on. I just, washed my face in the morning, but now I'm going over with this micellar water. And can you see this? Look at that. Look at that. That's nasty. Then after, I like to use the Cucumber Herbal Alcohol-Free Toner from Kiehl's. This one's really good. I usually use this at night. It's too much light. I usually use this at night when I cleanse my skin right after, before my moisturizer. I put some toner on. But you can see how clean that water did my skin. The Kiehl's toner, I go in kind of like this much. I spread it evenly on the pad, on the little swab, and I just kind of dab this, I stamp it onto the skin instead of kind of swiping it. I just dab it into the skin. Sorry, pardon my nephew. And now to prep the skin, I'm gonna use the Kiehl's Under Eye Avocado eye treatment. It just kind of dot. This is actually a lot, but I like to apply a lot because I use powder under the eye and my eyes tend to be super dry, and sometimes when I apply too much product on my under eye, it tends to get very itchy because it's dry. And so I like to apply this kind of like an upward motion, and then I add some on my eyelids because, again, this is like a treatment sort of, so it kind of helps my eyelids stay less dry. So it really helps the under eye, and it gives you kind of like this glow. I like to sweep it and kind of run it up like this, kind of get that circulation going. Then it gives you a nice little glow. And then for moisturizer, I use the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Moisturizer right over here. So for the eyebrows, I'm going to use the NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil. This one is in the shade Ash Brown. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows really quick, and then I will speed through this and we'll start on the eyes. I did this side off camera just because I didn't know what I wanted to do with this look. I'm actually going to use the Morphe 35M Boss Mood palette, and then I already primed my eyelids as usual with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And so for the eyes, I'm going to start off with this shade right here. This is like a taupey brown color. I'm going to go ahead and use a Morphe M441. I'm just going to tap that all over the eye and then just blend going out. I'm gonna go ahead and add this kind of darker taupey brown right here, this one in the palette, and I'm using a MAC 217 brush, just the tapered part of the brush. I'm gonna go ahead and add it right here into the crease. And then for the outer corner, to deepen that a little bit more, I'm going to use the black shade in the palette using another Morphe M506 brush. And because this is very thin and tapered but more bullet-like. I'm using the very tip of it on the outer part of my eye. And I'm just placing that color right here. And then I'm just gonna blend very lightly. Use this shade right here. This is like a bronzy orangey kind of tone to it. At first I had applied it and I didn't like that it had that orange shade to it, but now I figured I have to work with it. I'm gonna use a NYX number 14 brush. It's a flat shader brush, and just to kind of get that pigmentation from the actual shadow, I'm gonna use my my NYX Bear With Me setting spray. I'm gonna spray the brush a little bit, a lot of it. I'm gonna just kind of go right here on the crease, stamp that. Okay, so for my skin, I love to use anything that's hydrating. I used to not be too big on oils because I felt like I never needed it, but now I need it more than ever. So I mix my Bear With Me Radiant Primer from NYX and the Wet n Wild Rose Oil. These two for my skin have been amazing. The Radiant Perfecting Primer already hydrates, and it also helps with radiance. And then the oil, being that it's a rose oil, it already just adds more hydration to it. And I know what you're thinking, oh my god, you don't need all this hydration. Yes, I do. I live in Miami. Miami is dry, humid, and hot. You know, this just helps the skin. Prepping your skin is like one of the most important parts of your makeup routine. ¿Qué vamos a hacer para foundation hoy? ¿Qué uso? Let's use Fenty, huh? Let's use a little Fenty moment. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. This foundation has been really good on my skin. I just don't like that it is a little bit too yellow for me, so I go in with concealer and I lighten it up a bit. But I only use about, I think, 1 pump on my whole face. For concealer, I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This one is in the shade Tiramisu. Is it tiramisu? Yes, Tiramisu. So I really like this because it has kind of like a peachy undertone, so it helps correct the under eye circles or darkness. And because it has that peachy tone to it, I like to just spread it all over down right here. And then it is just the right shade for me. It's not yellow and it's not too light. And I really appreciate the peachy undertone to it because it does brighten my under eyes as well. So now that I have applied my concealer, I'm going to go ahead and use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm basically going to dab that under the eye, kind of all over the face. I've recently been using the Laura Mercier translucent powder all over the face, and I have not had any flashback, which is good because for some reason I used to have a lot of flashback if I used it all over my face, but I guess knowing how to use different products with it has kind of changed my routine. So I'm just going to use Laura Mercier translucent powder for the under eye. For a little bronzy moment to kind of contour my cheekbones and add a little color to my skin, I'm going to use the Morphe Glam Bronze. This one is in the shade Megastar. I'm just going to use an angle brush for this application, if I find it. So I always like to brighten my under eye just a little bit, and I'm going to use the I'm Woke Brightener from the Element Cosmetics Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. blush, I'm going to use this one by MAC. This is Copper Tone. This was actually one of the first blushes I've ever used, like in makeup collection period. For highlighter, so what I've been recently doing is kind of setting my skin with setting spray and then going in with highlighter after. For today's highlighter, I'm going to use Boomin'. This is a loose powder highlighter from ColourPop and the Makeup Shayla collection. But we're going to set the skin, and before we do that, I'm going to finish the under eye so I can complete the look. Set the skin with, of course, my Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray, and then do the highlighting portion of the face. So, I'll be right back. Remember, for highlighter, I said I'm going to set the skin with setting spray. I let it dry down a little bit, and I'm actually going to use a loose setting powder. But what I always like to do with loose setting powders is I just take whatever's on the cap, because really you don't need all that product since it is loose. It's a lot of, you know, even like the slightest little tap on the brush. I even tap some away, because trust me, it's a lot. And just go in at the high points of my face, you see, just by tapping it. And then you gotta kind of work quick with it, because being that we have like setting spray over that, it may give you like that streaky line that you don't want for highlighting. I'm just gonna put that there. So I'm gonna set the skin again with setting spray. I'm gonna use my On The Rise mascara from NYX, which is somewhere over here. Where the fuck is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? NYX On The Rise mascara. And then for lips, I don't know if to do something nude or something red, a little color. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on, and maybe I'll just do lashes. Maybe I'm gonna get a little crazy with the little lash moment. Yeah, I might just do lashes. Them away, porque no me sirven. Oh, look, these are Teddy by Kiss. Do we do Teddy? Let's see. I'm gonna do these lashes, okay? I'll be right back. Boom, lashes are on. Yes. Now, I'm not really big on lashes because I don't like to wear them on the daily, but I feel like sometimes when you have a glam moment, a glam face, you just kind of need the lashes. But yeah, guys, that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video.